Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome back to the Easy English Listening Zone. I'm Emma.
And I'm Ethan. It is honestly great to be here with you all today.
You know, Ethan, today we are diving into a topic that I think is close to everyone's heart. It's something that defines a huge part of our lives, yet, ironically, it's one of the things people get most nervous talking about in a second language.
Oh, absolutely. We have a super interesting topic today, specifically tailored for our A1 and A2 learners, but really it's for anyone who wants to sound more natural.
We're going to talk about jobs, but not just a vocabulary list. We want to help you describe what you actually do, the rhythm of your daily work, and even those big dreams you hope for in the future.
It's going to be fun, and honestly, Emma, talking about your job is the universal conversation starter. It's so important to know how to share that part of yourself confidently.
Exactly. It's usually the first question people ask at a party, right? But before we dive into that world, a quick reminder to our lovely listeners. If you enjoy these deep dives, please share this video with your friends.
And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give us a big thumbs up. It really helps us a lot and keeps this community growing.
Yes, please do. Your support truly means the world to us. So, Ethan, are you ready to clock in? Are you ready to dive into the world of work?
Absolutely, Emma. Let's get started. The identity. Answering, what do you do?
Okay, let's set the scene. You're at a networking event or maybe just a dinner party. Someone looks at you and asks the inevitable question, what do you do? How do you handle that, Ethan?
It's a classic question. The easiest, most direct way is to simply state your job title. It's about owning your identity. For example, I can just say, I'm a teacher. Simple, strong.
Yes, that's perfect. It's direct. But you can also slightly soften it or make it sound more active by saying, I work as a designer. It's a subtle difference, but I work as focuses on the action, while I am focuses on the identity. Both are very clear.
Exactly. So let's practice this. Emma, what is your job title?
Well, officially, I'm a presenter for Easy English Listening Zone. But like many people these days, I wear multiple hats. I also work as a content creator. It's a fun job, very dynamic.
Content creator. I love that title. And I'm an English teacher, as most of you know. Now, sometimes the title isn't enough. People want context. They want to know where you apply these skills.
Right. That's when you bring in the company. You can say, I work for a marketing agency, or I work for a tech company. It grounds your job in a specific industry.
But what about the brave souls who go it alone?
The entrepreneurs. If you work for yourself, you simply say, I'm self-employed.
Exactly. Like me, sometimes I'm self-employed.
Which really just means I am my own boss.
Which sounds glamorous, but we know it's a lot of work.
It is. But once you've established who you are, I'm a teacher, I'm self-employed, the natural next step in the conversation is the what. What about your responsibilities?
This is the important part. This is where you explain the value you bring. You don't just want to list boring tasks. You want to paint a picture.
Right. You can say things like, I manage social media, or I help customers every day. Notice the verbs, manage, help. It tells people exactly what your job involves.
So if someone asks me about my responsibilities, I wouldn't just say, I talk. I would say, I prepare lessons and teach English to students. That's my main task.
That's a great example. And listeners, here is a power phrase for you to sound more professional. Instead of just saying, I do X, try saying, I'm responsible for.
Oh, that's a good one. It carries weight. For example, I'm responsible for planning the classes.
It sounds much more authoritative, doesn't it? Or another variation, my main task is, For me, my main task is to make learning English fun.
And you do a great job at that, Emma.
Thanks, Ethan. Now, there is one more phrase I love using when I want to give someone a snapshot of my life. It is, a typical day at work looks like.
Yes, this helps you describe your daily tasks easily because it turns your job into a story.
Exactly. So if I say, a typical day at work looks like teaching 5 classes and grading homework, you instantly understand the pressure and the flow of my day.
Perfect. So remember, listeners, job title, the company, and your responsibilities. Easy peasy.
Okay, Ethan, let's move on to the next part. Let's talk about the daily routine at work.
I find this is where people really connect. People are often curious about what you do from morning to evening. It humanizes the job.
It does. It's interesting to know how others spend their time. So first you start with the bookends of your day, what time you start and finish.
Right. For the 9 to 5 warriors, you can say, I start work at 9 a.m. and finish at 5 p.m. Simple and clear.
But what fills those hours? What about tasks during the day, like meetings, emails, and other duties?
Oh, very important. The things that steal our time. Many jobs have meetings and emails. I can say every morning I check my emails and attend a short meeting.
Yes, that's a classic start to the day for so many people. It's like the morning ritual. And then you usually move on to the real work. You can say, then I work on my main tasks until lunch.
Exactly. But Emma, we can't forget the most important part of the day.
Lunch?
Lunch and breaks. Interactions with colleagues. Do you have lunch with coworkers? Do you take coffee breaks?
Good point. Socializing is part of the job. I can say, I usually have lunch with my colleagues at 1 p.m.
Or, for a bit of relief, I take a short coffee break in the afternoon. It adds more detail to your routine. It makes you sound human, not like a machine.
It really helps to paint a picture of your day. So if I put it all together into a story, it sounds like this. Every morning, I check my emails and attend a short meeting. Then I work on my main tasks until lunch. In the afternoon, I have a few more meetings and answer more emails. I usually finish around 5 p.m.
That's a great example, Emma. It sounds like a busy, structured day.
It feels like it. What about you, Ethan?
My daily routine is a bit different. Every morning, I plan my lessons. That requires a lot of focus. Then I teach students. After lunch, I teach more classes and sometimes have meetings with other teachers. I usually finish my workday around 4 p.m.
That sounds like a fulfilling day, Ethan.
It is. So remember, listeners, when you talk about your routine, think about when you start and finish, what specific tasks you do, and crucially, if you have breaks or talk to colleagues.
Yes, it makes your description complete. But Emma, routine is only one part of the equation. The atmosphere and the location change everything. You are so right. And that is exactly what we are going to discuss next. We're going to look at your work environment, whether you're in a bustling office or sitting on your couch at home, and the relationships you have with the people around you.
Stay tuned because we're about to explore the world of remote work, annoying bosses, and friendly teams in part 2.
Welcome back to the conversation. Before the break, we talked about the what and the when of your job. Now let's talk about the where.
Yes, the work environment. This has changed so much in the last few years, hasn't it? The question is it an office? Is it remote? Is it hybrid? Or is it outdoors?
It's actually a very common topic now because the traditional office isn't the only option anymore. Many people work remotely from home, just like us sometimes.
That's right. It's a huge shift. So you might hear someone say, I work in an office downtown, which is the classic answer. But increasingly, you'll hear, I have a hybrid job.
Hybrid. That's a key buzzword. It means the best of both worlds. So you can explain, I work some days at home and some days at the office.
But let's not forget the people who aren't tied to a desk at all. Some people work outdoors, like a construction worker or a park ranger.
Oh, I love that. I work outdoors. It sounds very freeing, doesn't it?
It does, though perhaps a bit cold in the winter.
True.
Now, once you're inside that workplace, what does it feel like? This brings us to the atmosphere. Is it a formal or an informal workplace?
This is a good distinction to make. A formal workplace usually implies a certain strictness. It means you wear a suit and there are many rules. Think of a law firm or a big bank.
Exactly. Whereas an informal workplace is much more relaxed. Maybe you can wear jeans.
That's my preference. My workplace is usually informal. We can wear comfortable clothes.
Mine too. I love that. I think it helps with creativity. But you know, Emma, the atmosphere isn't just about the clothes. It's about the people.
Ah, the colleagues. How are your relationships with coworkers? Are they friendly? Do you work closely together?
This is very important for your happiness at work. You might say, my coworkers are very friendly and we often help each other.
That's the ideal situation. Or if you are in a tight-knit group, you can say, I work in a small team and we are like a family.
That is so nice to hear when people say that. Now, speaking of the office environment, we should cover some specific vocabulary that might confuse learners if they hear it for the first time.
Good idea. Let's do a quick office lingo breakdown. First up, open space.
An open space is a big office room with many desks in no separate rooms.
Yes, many companies have open spaces now to encourage collaboration.
Next word, deadline.
Ooh, a scary one. This means you need to finish something by a specific time. You might say, I have a deadline next week.
Yes, deadlines can be stressful sometimes. Now let's look at the people. You have the boss, that's the person who manages you,
You have the coworker, that's your colleague, the person you work with.
and the client. That's the customer or the company you are doing the work for.
And finally, team, a group of people working together. Like right now, we are working on a new project.
There is one more phrase I want to highlight because it's a great benefit to have. Flexible hours.
Oh, yes. This means you can choose when you start and finish your workday within some limits.
That is a great perk. So listeners, remember those pillars: where you work, the environment, the atmosphere, formal or informal, and the people, coworkers.
Now, Ethan, let's move to something a bit more personal. We've talked about the facts of the job, but let's talk about the feelings. Job satisfaction.
The big question, do you like your job? Emma?
Oh, I love my job, Ethan. It is so much fun to talk to our listeners and share English with them.
I can tell. So for you, the sentence would be, I love my job because it's creative and I meet many interesting people.
That's wonderful, and that is exactly how you can express it. You need the because. You can also say, I like my job because it's challenging, or I like my job because the people are nice.
But let's be real, Emma. No job is perfect. What about the things you enjoy most or least?
That's true. Sometimes there are parts of the job we don't like so much.
For me, I enjoy teaching the most. It is so rewarding to see students learn.
And the flip side?
What I enjoy least is grading papers. It can take a long time.
I understand completely. For me, I love interacting with our audience the most.
And your least?
What I enjoy least is sometimes the technical side of things, like editing videos. It's not my favorite.
We all have those parts, right?
We do. And sometimes those least favorite parts become too big. Sometimes people don't like their job at all, and they would like to change.
Yes, that is a very common feeling. If you are in that position, you can say, I'm looking for a new opportunity.
That's a very professional way to say, I want to quit. It means you want a new job. Or you can be specific. I want to find a job with better pay. Or I want a job that is closer to my home.
Exactly. It's okay to want more.
We have one more useful expression for describing your current role, especially if you have mixed feelings. You can say, it can be stressful sometimes, but...
This is a good way to talk about the difficulties, but also the positive things. For example, My job can be stressful sometimes, but I love the team I work with.
Perfect balance. So when you talk about job satisfaction, think about if you like your job, what you enjoy specifically, and if you are ready to change.
We've covered the present moment extensively. But Emma, our careers are a journey. They have a past and they have a future.
They certainly do. In our final segment, we are going to travel back in time to discuss past experiences and then look forward to our dream jobs.
You won't want to miss that. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Welcome back for the final stretch, everyone. We've talked about who you are now, but let's go back in time a little. Let's talk about the road that brought you here, your past jobs and experience.
This is crucial because your career is a story. When someone asks about your background, you want to show your career path.
Exactly. A great phrase to use here is, I used to.
Yes. For example, I used to work in a small company, but now I'm in a large international team. Do you see how that shows growth?
It frames your history perfectly. Or if you are just starting out, you can say, before this, I was a student and I worked part-time at a coffee shop.
And the most important part of the past isn't just what you did, but what you learned. This is what interviewers love to hear.
Right. It shows your skills. You can say, in my last job, I learned a lot about customer service. Or, I learned how to manage a team.
It connects the dots. If I say, I used to be a salesperson and I learned how to talk to many different people, it explains why I'm good at communication now.
That is a valuable skill. So don't be afraid to tell the story of your old jobs. It's what makes you unique.
Now, let's pivot from the past to the future. This is the exciting part. Let's talk about future career goals.
Everyone loves a dreamer. The question is usually, where do you see yourself in the future?
That's a deep question, Emma. How do you answer that?
Well, I can say, in the future, I'd like to manage my own YouTube channel full-time. That's a dream.
Wow, that's a fantastic goal. And I'd like to is a very polite and professional way to express desire. You can also say, I want to become an expert in my field.
And to get there, you need to grow. So you can talk about skills you want to learn. For example, I want to improve my communication skills. Or, I want to learn more about digital marketing.
It shows you are always learning and have a growth mindset. But let's aim even higher. What is your ultimate dream job, Ethan?
The big one. My dream job is to travel the world and teach English in different countries.
That sounds like a wonderful adventure. What about you, Emma?
My dream job is to create content that inspires millions of people.
That's lovely, Emma. So listeners, don't be shy. When you talk about the future, think about where you want to be and what skills will take you there.
Okay, Ethan, we've done a lot of talking about ourselves, but a conversation is a two-way street. We need to know how to ask someone else about their job.
Yes, this is super useful for real conversations at parties or meetings. The most common question, simple and direct, is, what do you do?
Exactly. But don't stop there. After they answer, you can ask, do you like your job?
That shows interest. It gets them to open up emotionally. Another good practical question is, how long have you worked there?
That tells you about their experience level. But if you really want to make the conversation interesting, try this one. What's the most interesting part of your job?
That's a great question. It opens up for a detailed, passionate answer.
Or similarly, what is a typical day like for you? These questions help keep the conversation flowing and help you understand their world.
Wow, Emma, we covered so much today. From describing your daily tasks to sharing your biggest dreams, and even how to interview a new friend about their work.
I think our listeners have a lot of new words and phrases to play with. This episode really is packed with useful information for anyone wanting to talk about their job in English.
Remember, practice makes perfect.
Try to describe your own job using these phrases in front of a mirror or with a friend.
And before we go, please, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to Easy English Listening Zone. Share this video with your friends who are learning English and give us a big thumbs up.
And we have a question for you. Leave a comment below. Tell us, what do you like most about your job?
Or if you don't have a job yet, tell us, what is your dream job? We love reading your comments and connecting with you all.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Easy English Listening Zone.
We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
See you next time. Bye.